hosting this tournament for us. All right, and thank you for UT Dallas for allowing us to stream from spectator mode, or as an observer. So that's really awesome. Cool for them to be able to do that, so that we can have a really good stream for everybody. So as we're hopping into game, we see Haven is going to be our first map, and Spring Hill is going to be defending first with UT Dallas on attack. Starting to see the comps come through. Let that load in a little bit, and we are into game. So give me just a second. I'm going to double check my audio, make sure that everything seems pretty good. It looks to be all right. I'll check it as we get further into the match. But there we go. So I know it looked frozen there for a minute, but we are here. So we do have a new Badger player competing with us tonight. That's Ayrton Purdy right here. Beef on the Jet. So really cool to see him get the opportunity to compete. And we'll likely see him next week as well versus Seneca. So really cool. So looking at the comps right here, we do see the Phoenix, Sage, Omen, Jet, Cypher. We do have rated on his Cypher. As already some action coming through over on the C site, as Raided's taken out very early, just as I was talking about, and the spike is down, so fast execution onto the site. Raided not willing to budge off of that site and settle for the retake. Instead, he was content to stay as the drone comes in to body block some of those bullets, and that's going to be a 4K for Yakuza on the Omen. Spring Hill already dropping round one. Cypher maybe getting a little too confident in being able to hold the site on his own versus getting the retake in. So we see a standard setup for Spring Hill, putting one on C, two on A, covering both of those angles, and Sage is watching B. Jet in the garage window, watching through those double doors. And the timing, he just misses Yakuza, and he's able to get out of there as Raided does pick up a kill onto Yakuza, and Phoenix flanks around from behind. So now Spring Hill in a 3v4 as the site retake comes through for Spring Hill, the attempted site retake. Sage drops, and that was an ace while he was blinded for Lamb on Phoenix. Great play from him. Spring Hill needing to be willing to concede the point and work together to take some of these sites back. We have those one-on-one trades happening. They're losing that. Spring Hill needs to create a numbers advantage, try to get some of those 2v1 opportunities. I'll do a better job of rotating through the players, hopefully. So round 3, UT Dallas off to a commanding start. Zion swings really wide on that, does expose himself, but he sees multiple UT Dallas members over here as Jet does go down from garage. Zion taken out by Bunny. Brandon picking one up, taking out Cypher. The plant does go down. 3v4 for Spring Hill. There's the Phoenix flash ready. Unfortunately, he catches all of that, but a good trade kill. And I'm guessing we weren't calling out where the Jet was. That should have been communicated out as soon as Sage went down. Calling out Jet as back of sight. Curious to hear comms on that one. UT Dallas up 3-0, but Spring Hill being scrappy. They're picking up some kills. We're going to take a look at the scoreboard as we get into round number 4. What'd he say? Cypher Cage goes down a short. Taking a look at the map and see, we do have Calvin being really aggressive, pushing up here as UT Dallas is executing on C-side again and just really picking on Zion. But Calvin's able to trade one with the flank, which is something we did talk about before the match, but they're just being outgunned here. That's going to be another ace coming through for UT Dallas. Bunny picking up him an ace. He is yet to die, as well as Adolfo. They're both sitting at 0 deaths. Calvin with 2 kills for himself. Brandon with 1, and Zion with 1 as well. We need to get Zion off of that site if they're going to rush that with multiple members. If we're not going to gamble stack C, then he needs to bail off of that site. And it looks like he is going to take a more defensive position here. And we can see UT Dallas's strategy here on the map. So that should be some... and he's trying to take those gunfights, and he's just not winning them. Phoenix Flash comes through, and Calvin, completely blinded, did not turn away from it. Just staring at the sun. And Zach picking up 2 quick kills. He does see Jet. Throws another flash out. He does hear the footsteps, but he switches over to his firewall as opposed to keeping his gun out. Definitely not something you want to get in the habit of doing. Always feels bad when utility gets you killed. And switching over to use something like that. You got to keep your gun ready if you're anticipating they're going to peek on you. And we did hear those footsteps coming from Jet. So let's see what Rated does here. He's lost these gunfights 5 times. Does he stay on? Looks like Spring Hill is going to mix it up a little bit. We do have the Jiggle Peek coming in from Zach. He does not take any shots. We gamble stack over on C a little bit. We do bring the Omen over. Brandon does pick up the Jet, so that's going to be a numbers advantage for Spring Hill as we see some action taking place across the map. Calvin drops the wall coming out of A sewer. He is spotted by the Cypher, and Omen for UT Dallas. You can see him on your map there. We're about to see some action. He does TP into heaven over on A site. Beef with the flank coming through A long. Oh, unfortunately, I was keeping quiet. I don't know why I was keeping quiet, but we saw the flash come through, and Phoenix peeked the other angle instead of right where Zion was. And unfortunately, Zion didn't turn away from the flash. Had he turned away from the flash, that would have been an easy kill. He did dink Phoenix before, but it wasn't enough to take him out. We're sitting at 6 viewers right now on stream. I really hope we got some UT Dallas players in joining us to cheer on the Comets. Is that right? Y'all can help me out there. Definitely got some UT Dallas fans in the chat cheering on Lamb. So glad you guys could be here to tune into the stream and watch your team play. Glad we could put this on for you and stream from observer mode, as we do have Lamb picking up a kill early on Beef, and we have UT Dallas again putting a lot of members over here onto this C site. Cypher goes down in the smoke. Sage, you can't pull out your heal right there. You know they're there. You'd have to seek cover to heal, and Spring Hill just dying before they can even attempt a retake. Way too aggressive with these defenses. I don't think it's worth sending one player over here to see, especially with the gunplay that's coming out of UT Dallas. So So we take a look across the scoreboard. UT Dallas with an extremely healthy economy. Every single member above 7,000 credits. Lamb, the lone Comet, sitting at less than 8,000 credits. Some gunfights going on in a sewer, and that's going to be Omen dropping. Nobu with the Sheriff does take out one. Beef does take out Lamb. Spring Hill now in a 4 versus 3, and just as I say that, UT Dallas trades it off 3v3, dropping Sage. Now it's Cypher and Jet versus Jet, Sova, and Omen. And the frenzy gameplay is coming in. But it's a 1v2. Zion able to snag a Phantom. He gets the kill onto Bunny. He heard the Omen teleport or Shadow Step, but he doesn't know where the Omen went. Footstep heard. And he's got his... He turns his back. So we're gonna hear... Surely the Omen's gonna come now. He's trying to stick it to maybe fake out Yakuza, but he wasn't buying it. Great win there for UT Dallas. Spring Hill bouncing back. Very strong showing. Very strong round for them, even though it did result in a loss. But that's definitely a round that they can have kind of a moral victory for. 8-0 on the scoreboard. Those flawless KDAs for UT Dallas are now gone. And a very quick kill picked up from Yakuza onto Sage through mid. Phoenix trips the Cypher tripwire with his ultimate. He's not going to be too upset about that. Getting some scouting. Spring Hill playing patient. Not overcommitting to a rotation. About to see some action here as the knife comes out from Beef. All right. Maybe he was trying to intimidate him. The plant is coming down. Cypher is on site. He does see the Sova on the tripwire. Unable to clear sight. Maybe pushing onto site way too early. Spring Hill not going on to site together as Oninobu does pick one up, stops the potential for the ace. He's going to throw his wall up and start the defuse. He knows where Sova is. And he doesn't pull off the bomb. I believe he would have had time to do it halfway. Maybe living too truly to pros don't fake. UT Dallas with a commanding 9-0 lead here on Haven. Spring Hill slowly clawing that econ back. Weebs for UT Dallas still holding strong at almost 8K. So we take a look here at some action that's going to occur, but we have a multi-front attack from UT Dallas. Some action going on over on A site. Good headshot there from both Minced and Oninobu, but he's still left in a 1v3. Can he pick up any more? That's going to be a no. I'd like to welcome all of the UT Dallas comments to our Twitch channel. Thank you for being here. We're glad to see you. Glad you could come in. hang out and support your squad, who is doing a great job versus Spring Hill, as Sage is sitting back in spawn with 3 seconds left. UT Dallas up to a 10-0 lead. See what they're going to execute now. The wall goes up. Jet can easily dash over that. The plant is coming down to Spring Hill now. Able to try a retake. Ninja is able to pick up one as Jet drops. And that's going to be a 4v3 in favor of Spring Hill on this retake. You can see on stream where UT Dallas is, and did not have cover for the defuse. And here comes the Sova ult. You can't stand in the Sova ult and defuse, Sage. Not really sure what's what's happening there. Very curious behavior. Really want to be in on the Spring Hill comms and hear what's being called out, where people are at. I'm not really sure why we were diffusing right in front of the smoke and not having the smoke covered. Cypher wall there to cover the cross on short A, but as you take a look at your mini map, I'm not going to spoil it because this is a Spring Hill broadcast, but you can see where the execute is going down now. We hear the bomb plant over onto B. Spring Hill rotating over, and they're coming from no flanks coming through, no real trades except onto 2. So now Spring Hill left in a 2v3. We do have the Cypher ult coming through. We know where they're at. And we're standing and eating those shock darts. And that's going to be a clean 12-0 for UT Dallas. And Spring Hill getting one opportunity. Well, they could have multiple opportunities here on attack, but they've got to win it. It's is it impossible? No. Is it probable? Well, it's going to be tough. Taking a look at the scoreboard, how we're doing here. There's kills across the board for Minced, Rated, and Oninobu all sitting at 6 kills. Calvin at 5, and Beef with sitting at 1. They were not able to take out the recon dart in time before they were all spotted, as Bunny takes out Phoenix. Sneaky, you gotta check your corners. The trigger discipline coming through here from Phoenix. He was just lying in wait. You can't pass by that box without checking to your right. That is Valorant 101. Painful. Oh, look. I have missions to complete. So a very fast 13-0 for UT Dallas. We take a look at the scoreboard before we go into map number 2, which is going to be Ascent. Spring Hill is going to swap over to the attack side. Let me report the score real quick. All right, so that's going to put UT Dallas up a 1-0. All right, we're going to swap this map over to Ascent. Spring Hill going to be attacking with UT Dallas defending. Definitely Haven. I think Haven is a tough map to defend on, considering there are 3 different sites to play on. It's a very large map. It makes rotations very difficult. UT Dallas is ready to go for Ascent. We're just going to wait for the call from and Spring Hill is ready. So we're going to go ahead and jump into map number 2. And because of the beauty of observer mode, we're going to be able to take a look at these picks as they're coming through. We are, and remind everybody, we're on a 5-minute delay. Okay, we have a 5-minute delay on stream just to keep any funny business from happening. We definitely don't want any accusations or anything like that. Keep honest competition. So we're on a 5-minute delay, and you're not going to hear me talk about much about UT Dallas's picks or their strategies as far as what site they're pushing and things of that nature, simply because there are some of the Spring Hill players in the lab with me. So that is to, again, for the spirit of competition and the sake of keeping everything fair and keeping it above any sort of suspicion. So I know we've got a lot of UT Dallas fans on the stream, and they're watching and cheering on the comments. But if I don't refer to them much in what they're doing, that is the reason why. Here we go. Map number 2, Spring Hill. Surely reeling from that previous map versus UT Dallas on Haven, losing 13 straight rounds. Definitely off to a slow start. Took a while to get settled in, and then once they did, were able to kind of scrap some rounds together and had some really close ones where some defuses didn't quite go through. They were, maybe 1 second away from a defuse win. So we see the execution coming from Spring Hill, and UT Dallas is rushing through B main. This is going to be their strategy. They are running Sky, which has the most annoying flashes in the game. There's the raise, drop it down. So UT Dallas just trying to bully their way in there as Oninobu grabs 2 with the classic. There's the Breach C coming through and forces him out of the corner. But expect this to be the UT Dallas strategy, knowing the inexperience out of Spring Hill. They're likely going to try to force these scrappy fights like that, those rushes. As we take a look at what Spring Hill has set up. Looking at the comps, we didn't talk about the comps, and now that they've all been chosen, we can. We'll take a look at that in a second, as we do see UT Dallas executing some strategy here over Catwalk. So we're maybe see some contact here in a minute. They hear the Yoru E, and Yoru was just faster there on that. The blind comes through, and the blind is not looked away from. Lots of blinds coming from all directions from UT Dallas. Ninja able to pick one up, and that's going to be another defensive win. Spring Hill not playing well around those flashes, not peeking away from them. Again, staring right into the sun. Taking a look at the comps, do have a raise, a breach. The breach bringing about 3 flashes himself. Sky bringing, I think, 3 flashes, and Yoru bringing 2. So 3 flashes from the side of UT Dallas. So we see chat. I'm sure you can see chat in the bottom left. The incessant blinds coming from the comments, and now you see on your map, you can see UT Dallas mixing it up a little bit, taking a chance, and they're not getting any intel. So we'll see how Spring Hill looks to execute here as Beef and Minced go down. I thought Minced was with the team, but Spring Hill getting the plant. Oninobu shooting at the feet. That's not going to do it. Another blind comes through, and this is just a non-stop onslaught from UT Dallas with these blinds. Again, taking a look at the comps, Killjoy really good on Ascent for defense, and her ult is great for securing sites. For offense, Beef relatively new to the game, really has spent a lot of his time on Jet, so that's where he feels most comfortable. And Oninobu, who's playing Phoenix last round, switching over to the Brimstone, playing Smokes this time so we could get Minced onto a Duelist, but he's off to a slow start. And he's unbelievable. That is not where you want to be. They're just going to get completely overwhelmed, and Spring Hill looking like they're scared to push up. They're going to let UT Dallas come to them. As the attack is coming through from all angles, Oninobu able to grab 2. He gets his 3rd one actually on the sky, so 60 health, he's got a little bit to work with. Drops the molly as he gets behind. He attempts to turn away from the blind, and he swings back around a little too early and still catches it. Oninobu's definitely been working on his gunplay. You can see that coming through as he's separating himself from the duelists on the team, and just him and Ninja sitting, or he and Ninja sitting with the only kills on the Spring Hill side. Spring Hill smoking Cat and not peeking that. Could be something where they're going to consistently smoke that as we're looking for contact potentially over here in A main. There's the Reyna blind, and he is able to sneak in, but that Bucky from the Sage is able to take him out quickly. They know where Sage is. They're going to quickly blow down that wall and just stand out in the open instead of using that natural cover. They're just sitting ducks here. Beef grabs him another one to bring his kill count up to 1. Minced still hunting for his first. UT Dallas putting on a clinic. More of those sky blinds coming through, and Spring Hill's only working with SMGs right now. The Brimstone ult did not catch Yoru, and it barely caught Sky as Lamb picks up Beef. Didn't expect to ever say that in my life. Lamb picks up Beef on the opposite side of the map, but Spring Hill not really trading off contact. Kind of letting UT Dallas roll over them. 6-0 in favor of UT Dallas. Lamb, top of the kill charts, 11-4 on the Rays, 7-1 for Yoru. And take a look at Adolfo on Breach, 4-0-8. See if we can get to the end of this match without Adolfo giving up a death. Gonna see some contact here for sure. Raise grenade comes in. And that is a very fast peek from UT Dallas. And Spring Hill letting UT Dallas come to them, but here we had, now Minst is getting on the board, is able to pop the dismiss. He's not able to pick up another one, and Bunny's able to take out Rated on the other side of the map. I'd like to see Spring Hill try to stifle some of this push coming from UT Dallas. You've got tools with the Killjoy. You know, Killjoy, throw up the turret. You've got the swarm grenades. We're sitting on the Killjoy ult as well. You've got the Brimstone Molly you could drop to stop some of this crazy fast push that's going to be coming from them. You hear them running, you drop it, and maybe bail out and rotate. Spring Hill on site. They're going to shut the door onto B. I'm sorry, on A. Door's easily broken. I'm not sure you want to peek that as the door is going down. And now the Molly actually bounces off of Sage. Raze double satcheling over. And she is going to be the only one to drop as UT Dallas picks up round number 8. Take a look. Now we're getting back to that stellar econ from UT Dallas. It's going to take a few round wins for Spring Hill to climb back into this. But looking at it now, you do see rifles coming through, even a Marshall for Minst. So we'll see what he does with that. Looks like he's peeking Cat. He does spot Yoru mid. Yoru does pop his gate crash. And that's going to be a missed shot from Minst. And I believe Oninobu may have been there as well. The early crouch from him. It's not necessarily a bad idea to crouch while you're shooting, but if you crouch too early, it actually pulls your shot away from the head. So you've got to fire about the first 9 bullets and then crouch. And that'll keep your spray pattern close to the head. It's tough to get that timing down. 9-0 for UT Dallas. See where they execute here. A lot of activity coming through mid. Ninja caught on the reload. That was going to be an easy kill onto the breach. Unbelievable. Able to grab Rated. Able to grab him one. Grabs him another. Spring Hill in a 2v3. We do drop the Killjoy ult. It doesn't look like it's going to catch anybody, and it doesn't. Nobody detained. A Sage and a Breach left alive.
Player standing. No charges left.
Jet with the bomb. Looks like Beef's going to rotate off. Look to go A. Taking a look at UT Dallas on the map. Again, no spoilers, but you can see how they've chosen to react to this. You can expect some contact. His footsteps are so loud, and Beef unable to get the crosshairs lined up. He actually, I believe he did get the first shot off on the Sage. He just did not have his crosshairs in the right spot. UT Dallas up 10-0. Adolfo still protecting that perfect KDA. Raise grenades very powerful, able to clear out those common spots that players might peek from on attack or defense. Just clearing out those corners. Almost looked like that was a dink from Mint, but it's just been a high shot. He did damage Yoru, but he's going to get healed up from Sage as Rated does take out Sage. A great flash coming in from Bunny, clearing out and getting him 4. Spring Hill's got to get better about turning away from those flashes, or maybe standing where they're not completely exposed. It's difficult standing right here. When that flash comes through, you have to peek away, so maybe being here near the wall or even back here where you can dip into cover and then swing, double swing out and maybe get the trade kill. More free damage taken on the Badger side. Mint's grabbing him 1. Here's the breach. All those flashes coming through. And I missed another kill. Looks like Rated grabbed one. He may have picked up. Looks like he picked up Sky over on B main. Near B main, rather. Gonna see some contact here. Empress is ready. He does spot the edge of Sage, and Yoru was holding that. Could have saved his teammate. And Skyrim's come here. Here's the footsteps. Grabs him a 3rd. And he does not win the gunfight versus Adolfo. Adolfo's still holding on to that deathless round. Here come those flashes. Surely there are some swarm grenades. And Adolfo is not going to die, is he? Oh, no. No, the death. But it's not going to count as a death on the scoreboard. Still sitting at 0 deaths. That was a legit, what was that? Was that a 1v4? Well played. Spring Hill just attacking one at a time, as opposed to double peeking and trading 1 for 1. Definitely something they need to work on. That should have been an easy round win. But they are able to pick it up, at least. Despite the 4K from Adolfo. Now we're going to see what UT Dallas is going to do on attack. And Spring Hill on defense, with Ninja just eating all of that raise grenade for some reason. Rated snaggy one with the Sheriff, but he's going to be surrounded. A quick flick over onto the Yoru.
Last player standing.
And he's in a 1v2 with only about 20 health. Match point now for UT Dallas. This 1 round win is going to put this series away. Spring Hill able to grab 1 round off of them. I say this UT Dallas squad, I'm wondering if they had to forfeit previous matches, because they're definitely a really strong team and not giving up many rounds to only giving up 1 round to Spring Hill, but Spring Hill able to pick up rounds off of DePaul and UNA, some of the other teams in Conference 1. You can't
Down mid.
challenge that SMG with a shotgun without having some natural cover to dip in and out of. Sloppy gunplay, dashing away through the slow field is Jet. Spike is down mid. Minced hears footsteps, sees the Sage, and here comes all of those blinds. Minced in a spot where he does not want to be. There's the breach E. He's gonna daze Minced, but he's there holding this position. Spring Hill knows they have the bomb. Not really sure why we're peeking. Let UT Dallas come to the bomb. Why are we throwing? Breach now has the spike and is going to go plant. It's a 1v1.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
No utility from Killjoy. This is a straight 1v1, and he's not checking his corners. That's going to be map win and series win for UT Dallas, outclassing Spring Hill, unfortunately. As we take a look at the final scoreboard, Adolfo, congratulations, hanging on to that perfect KDA, 16, 0, and 12. Lamb definitely threw his body out there. Take a look at this compared to how he did, how Lamb did map number 1. See a lot more kills, a lot more deaths coming through.